Here's a demo of the Teradek VidiU device. To switch it on, there's a switch on the left side. You just flip that switch and it will turn on and it will boot up. You can tell it boots up because it shows this splash screen and the blue light blinks next to H.264. This is our setup that we have in the Stake Center for our device. You'll notice that this is a lengthy process, so it's going to take 3.5 to 5 minutes before it gets fully booted up, and so you have to be patient. While that's booting, I wanted to point out that in our case we have a mixer, and right now I've turned the main mix all the way down to 0. That prevents any audio from being sent out over the broadcast. Once I'm ready for the audio to go out, I would turn that up to a little above the middle of the knob. It might look like nothing's happening, but it really is still booting up. I know this is boring, so if you want to skip ahead, that's fine. I just wanted to keep it to be the exact length of the boot up process. Don't be alarmed when it looks like it turns off. This is just part of the boot up process. It isn't actually off. Now it's going through the steps to connect to your internet. We've got it plugged in through Ethernet, so it says that connected via wired. It's going to run some diagnostics here. While waiting for this to boot up, I usually pull out my phone as well and go to the broadcast website just to monitor things. I'll plug in some headphones into my phone. Until the broadcast starts, it'll play recordings of the Tabernacle Choir. As soon as it receives a signal, it'll switch over to whatever your camera is pointing at, and you'll be able to see your chapel. This device connects automatically to what has been set up on our Stake website. So we don't have to put in any URLs or settings. It will just automatically connect to the meeting that's been scheduled in the building. You do need to wait until 15 minutes after a prior meeting before you turn this on and start this process. So in our case, the meeting goes from 9 until 10. The next ward needs to make sure and leave it turned off between 10 and 10:16. So that way it will join up with their meeting and not our meeting. You'll see here it says not ready. The first time I ran this, that really panicked me that it was saying not ready. But it is still actually working on getting the connection. So still be patient and wait and see. If it just never connects and you wait and wait, then what I would do is turn it off and turn it back on. It will have to go through the entire cycle of booting up though, so that's why it's important to start this process fairly early. You'll notice now it says ready, and the cloud light is blinking, which indicates the stream is live and going out over the internet. So now this will be sending a broadcast signal and the church's webcast site will begin to pick it up. I wanted to point out the start and stop button and the menu button. If you need to stop the broadcast, like for the sacrament, you can press that start stop button, and then the menu button is actually a little joystick. So if you push it to the right or to the left, you can pick options. So if you push it to the right and it says yes, and then you push it in, it will stop the broadcast. You'll notice now that the menu went to ready. So instead of being live, it is now stopped. So this would indicate that it is stopped and you could now begin the sacrament and you wouldn't be broadcasting. You can also just flip off the switch. Now here I'm going to start the broadcast again. So if I press the start and stop button and then press the menu button, you'll see it says starting. The cloud light goes on, so that's another indication, and now it says live. So now we're live. So I'll do it again. I'll press start and stop, move it over to the right, Now it's saying stop broadcast. I'll push it in. The cloud light goes off and it says ready. So again, now it's stopped. So if you needed to, for example, stop to have the sacrament, but you wanted something after, you could also do it that way by starting and stopping. But easiest, of course, is just to flip the switch to off, and then that turns it off completely. And this is my demonstration of the Teradek VidiU device.